this back on.
The chat room is talking about the Brown Death.
All right. So if you can hear me out there in chat room land, let me know if you can hear me and the music. And
Says they can hear me.
hey, sorry about that.
I am a terrifying voice of doom.
It's Jarnold. All right. Well, you know, sometimes that's what happens when your timelines get out of sync. It's tricky. You got to make sure that all the fluxes are happening in the capacitor and all that other fun stuff. So now that we're actually finally back to where we need to be, did it make you guys have to watch another ad, I wonder? Should we give them another minute? It's already 10 after.
I'm not sure. Sounds like most of them haven't.
All right, so
I think we can get going. Do your spiel anyway.
Do my spiel anyway. So let me just get situated here without unplugging anything and screwing everything up because the computer's already getting very warm on my lap. All right, so good evening, everybody, and welcome, as always, to the wondrous, the illustrious, the amazing Handelabra live stream of Sentinels of the Multiverse. As I mentioned when we were still trying to figure out the sound situation, it is now Season 6 of Sentinels Live. Why is it Season 6? Well, we tend to do season breaks when we switch off between new content. Season 1 was the Bane game, Season 2 was Rook City, Season 3 was Infernal Relics, or maybe it was Mini Pack, I don't remember exactly, but the long and the short of it is Season 6 begins tonight, because you're going to finally get to start seeing some of Shattered Timelines, the next full expansion coming sometime very early next year, we hope. The goal of these streams, aside from showing you cool new stuff, is to show you how to play the game, as well as cover strategy that can help you win. We are the developers, so you can always be sure to get some insight into the process, as well as maybe, just maybe, see some stuff before anyone else. That maybe is an absolutely for sure definite tonight. The game includes a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why, which is going to be important tonight because we're playing a deck I have never played before in my life. And depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we sometimes play more than one full game in a session. We do expect sessions to last about an hour and a half. Maybe tonight we might even stretch it to 2 hours, since I don't have to catch the crazy train home. Sentinels is currently available for iPad, Android tablets, as well as PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam. You can get information about the game and the game itself at sentinelsdigital.com. And I'm going to close out of that window. And here we are, everybody. So who wants to see some Shattered Timelines? Me, I do. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so custom game. We'll do open hands. Private, I guess. I don't know. That probably doesn't matter because we're on the...
Why would you make it private?
Yeah. And majority voting is
Please
good.
do not.
All right, so here we are. Justice Comics 612. There's Migrant P. Oh, and I haven't changed my little thingy here, so it looks like I'm the Wraith tonight, which is fine. I like being the Wraith.
I went for the Handelabra color and icon because people have been asking about it.
Yes, very nice. All right, so tonight we are going to be showing off a new environment deck, and you'll notice, again, we are in developer mode here, so you can see that there's not full graphics in these decks yet, but we're going to be playing the block. Tell us a little bit about the block, John.
Sure. The block is basically a temporal, dimension prison where the worst supervillains are sent in the multiverse. So there's a organization called Filter that runs it and staffs it, and they keep all the bad guys there, and nothing untoward ever happens. There's never any prison breaks or any problems like that. No.
Yes, I have looked through the deck, and I've seen that there's sort of, on the target side, there's definitely like a bunch of guards. I think they're guards, or agents. Right? Which one is it? Guards, agents? Something like that?
Yes.
And then you also have
Both.
prisoners, who cause all kinds of trouble. Alright, who should we fight in the block? Who's the kind of person who would be sent to the block? Why don't we start with that? Maybe that's a good choice.
Well, I think any of these people.
I don't know that Akash Buta would be sent to the block. They might try, but I don't know how they would fit her in there. Yeah, I don't know. What does the chat feel like? If you guys know the Shattered Timelines expansion and you know the block, maybe pick a villain for us that you think. Yeah, see, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I knew someone was going to suggest Spite, because that definitely seems like we have not played Spite for a while. Yeah, that's fine. We can play Spite. Question is, do we play regular Spite or do we play Agent of Gloom Spite? Yeah, Spite does need to go to Cosmic Jail. I think that's good synergy. We'll play a Spite. We'll let them pick which one we want. And then team-wise, let's see.
Did you choose Spite, or you're waiting?
I'm waiting to see which one they want us to play. I've actually been trying to learn more Night Mist. I still don't know that I'm good enough at her to really enjoy playing her on the stream.
Are we going to try to build a team that can beat Spite, or just more easily, or just any team? There's certain abilities that really help against Spite.
Yeah. Yeah, so someone's saying Agent of Gloom. That's the first vote we've seen. I think that's fine. We'll do an Agent of Gloom Spite. And what do you think, John, in terms of team composition against Agent of Gloom?
Yeah, with Agent of Gloom, you're not as worried about the healing part of it. So you don't need to have as much stuff to either get his drugs out as quick as you can or reduce his damage so he doesn't heal and so on. So the team is a little less important, I think, against Variant Spite. He's just really difficult.
Yeah, yes, that much I do know. All right, I've been back to my digging on Absolute Zero again. Do we think that might be a worthwhile?
Sure.
All right, I will pick Absolute Zero as my first, and then you go ahead.
I think I'm going to take Greatest Legacy.
Very nice. And let's see. Maybe I'll go for the Reflector team and throw Ra in there for some fire damage if we can get Absolute Zero set up.
Cool. And I will take Dark Visionary. And maybe we can twist the ether and get Absolute Zero happy.
Right on. All right, so here for our first game this evening, we're going to be playing against Variant Spite, a.k.a. the Agent of Gloom, versus a team of Absolute Zero, America's Greatest Legacy, Ra, and Dark Visionary in a brand new environment, the Block. Yeah, against the black rectangle. The artwork that you're going to see for the block is not quite finished. There's definitely still some placeholder stuff in there, and however the music is also not quite finished. But I think the music is a little bit closer to finished than some of the graphics might be. So you can go ahead and hear what John Mark has been doing for us on the musical front. Alright, so here we are. Let's take a look at what teams have. Absolute Zero starts with a glacial structure, both of his modules, and a Horfire, so not a bad setup for him. Legacy's got Inspiring Presence, Lead from the Front, Next Evolution, and the Legacy Ring. And Ra's got a Solar Flare, 2 Summon Staffs, and a Staff. I wonder what I'm going to do with him.
He's set for staves.
Yep, and then we got Mental Divergence, Mind Spike, Suggestion, and Rest the Mind for Dark Visionary. So with Agent of Gloom Spite, the first thing happens is all the drug cards come out face down. And then out comes the Safe House. And we start off right off the bat with a victim. We've got the Innocent Bystander. Alright, what should we flip?
I guess we'll flip the first one.
Alright.
It is his damage reduction. The first time each turn he'd be dealt damage, we reduce it by 2.
Alright.
Ooh, and a potential sidekick.
And who should take this?
Legacy can.
Alright.
I guess Ra, if you're going to play a staff, he can heal right away.
That's true. Yeah, give it to Ra. That's fine.
All right, so we can see if we want to bother trying to putting victims on the safe house. He's going to need to have 4 to flip over. Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be worthwhile. Basically, if we can get a lot, we can get him to flip over and have fewer drugs out, right?
Yeah, so the innocent bystander requires one of us to discard 2 cards on our turn, and then the potential sidekick has us all... Wait, no. Oh, at the start of each hero turn, discard 3 cards. Okay, yeah, so... Lots of discarding.
I don't think it's probably worth it.
Okay.
So, I wouldn't bother.
All right.
It's pretty tough to get him in the situation where you're outpacing his drugs.
Sure. All right. And he has his damage reduction out already, yes?
Yeah, there's no sense hitting him.
Yeah, no sense in hitting right now, so we'll need to get set up a little bit more with absolute 0.
All right, I think I'm going to save Inspiring Presence for when we are damaged.
Sure.
To get that health, so I'm going to actually start getting set up for more stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, you start off with the lead from the front next evolution right off the bat.
Yeah,
and a legacy ring to make it worthwhile.
Both start getting. Yeah, so I'm going to get next evolution out, and then I'm going to have. Unless I'm going to be targeted by Spite here. Who's the highest HP? I guess it's either Legacy, so I can make myself immune to Infernal. Is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, and he did not do the Jerk Legacy because he's still at full HP, so it would basically just be an added movement to not actually do anything.
Yeah.
We're not going to do any of that. Alright, so we will summon the staff. Alright, and then I think I'll summon a staff. And, you know, just for giggles, I think I'm going to summon a staff.
Well, you've got all of your staves.
I'm going to stave it off. Yes, look at that, all 4 stabs. Alright, and there we go. So we'll heal up 3 of those HP that I just lost. And I'm going to do, what, 4 damage, which is going to be reduced, or 3 damage, because it's only boosted by 1 by the staff, that's right.
1 damage. Yeah, I think having Ra set up to do a lot of instances of damage on his turn is going to be good.
Yeah, and like, so for instance, right there, I just drew Flame Spike, which would be good, because that'll do some damage on its own, which will get basically rejected, and then I get to use both his base power and kill the staff because I got more staves to get out. So staves, excuse me.
All right, I think I'm going to play Mental Divergence. Say there's nothing else useful to play, and then take a look at Spite's deck. Forced Entry or Good Samaritan? I think we want a Good Samaritan.
We don't want to destroy a victim card right off the bat if we can avoid it.
Harbinger says, Spite attacked during a class field trip to the block. Well, that's why all the bystanders are there.
Aha.
Ooh, Char. Char is the most difficult card in the deck, I think. He does a ton of damage.
Alright, so let's take a look at this real quick. Char, he's a target, he's an inmate, he comes out with 14 hit points. At the start of the environment turn, this card deals each non-inmate target 2 fire damage and 2 toxic damage. Yikes. I like his hair, though.
It could be useful if you can harness it, but I could rest the mind, but it would be tricky because the Visionary would take a lot of damage.
Yeah, you don't have, what's it called? Your cocoon.
Cocoon. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate.
All right.
Get it out and then cocoon it.
New drug to flip face up.
And he gets PL 531 Compound Upsilon. So he's reducing his damage, and he's increasing damage to him, and increasing damage by him.
And now we're putting 2 hero cards back into their hand. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I guess right now we don't super need next evolution, so take it
Okay.
back. We all get to draw a card. 2 cards, in fact.
I like it. Freeze, Thok. Lead from the front. Ooh, Scorched Earth. How does Scorched Earth work on this? Does this tend to have a lot of environment cards out at once in this environment, you think?
Can be. All right, so now he's got 2 drugs face up, and we have the chance for three citizens, 3 victims. But once again, um,
So we would have to discard a total of 5
we need to get
cards,
we
and
need to
then
get 4 victims for him to flip.
right.
So there's not.
Okay.
We can make that decision when we can make it all together. I
Sure,
think.
that's fine. All right. So no, no. All right. And let's see here. Continue getting set up, I think. Well, we are gonna have to return cards to hand.
Yeah, I'll be using Inspiring Presence for that. So at least for one of them.
Yeah. Those are not ongoings. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Should I start going after Char with a little bit of pew pew damage? Or what are we thinking?
Do we have a way to just get rid of Char?
I don't with either of my guys.
I guess we don't actually have environment destruction on our team. So yeah, what I can do is if we can get him down to 3, I can put Rest the Mind on him, and then Visionary won't get hurt. Or down to 6, or some multiple of 3 that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really super set up for it yet, but I could Horfire now, and then basically he would take 5. Because I could do... Oh, no, because it has to be a second target. No, but I can hit myself, so I could do...
Well, you can hit yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I could do a total of 5 in exchange for taking 3.
Sure.
Alright, I'll do that then. So we'll hit him for 2 cold. Then we'll hit
Normally I'd go after a Spike, but Char can be pretty brutal. We let him go.
And that's another 2 cold. Well, actually, I guess it was in exchange for 4. I forgot that I hit myself for both of those. But, whatever. So he's down to 9. And, actually, why not? Do one more. After last week where I did no damage, this week now I'm doing self-damage. Hey, damage is damage, right?
Alright, I think I am going to play Inspiring Presence. And yeah, I guess I'll just let Ra use a power to hit Char. And then I would be okay with leaving him there for Rest of Mind. He'll end up at 4. That's fine. That's just two hits back to Visionary, which will be fine. I guess it's +1. Actually, no, it won't be because she'll do +1 to Charm, so it's just exactly 1.
Ah, perfect.
Redirect.
Alright, so no discard, no discard. And I think I had said that I'm going to... Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flame spike, and I'm just gonna focus spite now because you said
Yep,
you're
focus spike.
good. All right. So we got one, which was reduced, and now the rest will not be reduced. So I'm going to use my base power and then throw my staff at him. Yes, all the damage.
Cool.
And I drawn to the flame, which would be super awesome if he had any ongoings.
He does.
Well, not out right now.
Yeah. All right, Good Samaritan or Good Samaritan?
Oof.
Good Samaritan.
Call.
So actually, yeah, that's not... We could safely put one of the Good Samaritans underneath. All right, so let's pick Spite first here. And we will not redirect it. All right, so we can let Zero take the first fire damage.
I concur. And we'll hit Spite with that.
So it should actually, so it should allow me to redirect the Toxic, which I'll redirect to Spite. And then goodbye, Char.
Well done.
All right, so I would say we can play the top card of the villain deck. Well, we could. We know it's going to be a Good Samaritan, so we just don't know what the next card's going to be on his turn. What do you feel about that?
Let's see. 3 victims. Yeah, I will defer.
It might let us get ahead of the drugs.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot if you think that it's worth maybe trying it out.
Right. Like, we don't need him to flip. We just want him to get stop putting drugs out.
Yeah.
You want to try one more? Do you feel lucky?
Yeah, let's move on to the lightning round and really press our luck.
Lab raid. That's okay. So now there's 2 under. And we have... oh, yes, that's right. Because Lab raid did not enter play, he doesn't go into the safe house.
All right, so we got a Filter Officer. Let's take a look at that card real quick. This is an agent, 9 hit points. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-agent target with the second lowest HP 3 projectile damage. So it could be us. Let's see.
Usually it's going to be us.
Yeah.
In Spite. All right, new drug.
I want a new drug. There's a band that I was thinking about literally less than an hour ago when John and I were talking about watching the Back to the Future documentary.
All right. Well, now we're returning all our cards to hand.
Yep.
And he's going to be destroying all the environment cards. Spite's not actually a great villain to show off environments. As it happens.
I will be playing a staff, so...
Okay.
Mind Fire.
Alright, so now we've got 4 drugs.
Yeah, I have all kinds of stuff that I can discard if we want to start doing this, so...
Yeah, so the thing is, he will flip to the other side if we put 4 under the safe house. And so on the other side, he gets increased damage for each card under the safe house. So we basically kind of want to get the victims out of the safe house, which we can do by playing a card.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever flipped him on the stream, so I'm going to go ahead and just read his gameplay from the flip side. Increased damage dealt by Spite for 1 for each card under the safe house. Whenever a card is placed under the safe house, one player may draw a card. Whenever a victim is destroyed, Spite deals each hero target 1 psychic damage. Whenever a lab raid would be played, instead it is discarded and Spite deals each hero target 2 melee damage. At the start of each hero turn, that player may remove a card from under the safe house and put it into play. If they do, they may play a card. And then at the end of the villain turn, Spite deals the hero target with the lowest HP 3 melee damage, and face-down villain cards are indestructible.
So what we can get him to do is to, if we get him to flip, then we'd want him to, we'd want at the start of each of our turns to get a card out of the safe house, so that his damage dealt is not being increased anymore, and then just live with getting hit when they get destroyed.
Right.
Because we don't want them in there. So yeah, I think we haven't done it before, so why don't we do that? Do you have cards to discard?
I do.
You have lots of cards.
I have lots of cards.
Yeah.
So like I discard Sub-Zero Atmosphere, which is a card I still have never played ever, because I still don't really understand how to use it effectively. And then
maybe you should learn.
I should learn. Not right now.
It's a super useful card.
I know. I know it can be, because I've heard you talk about how it can be, but I always just freak out because I feel like I can't think far enough ahead about what all of the possible effects are going to be. All right. So now do I want to discard another?
All right. So you might not have to discard. Legacy can discard for that, I think.
Yeah.
Or someone else.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I have a glacial structure, so like I can replace those cards.
I mean, I have 3 copies of Leap from the Front.
Okay.
If you want to take the damage here, you can.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
All right, so now there's 3 under, so we just need to put 1 under. So we don't need to risk the Good Samaritan. We can put the potential sidekick under with the discarding.
Sure.
It's a little safer.
I'm going to switch up to Healy Absolute Zero now that I've been taking lots of damage.
Yeah, if I can find a Twist the Ether. I've been drawing lots of cards. I don't think I have one yet, though. Then that'll be really good. All right, so Legacy can discard. No problem. And I think, well, Rob will just do like 1 damage. So I'm not sure if that's useful. Might be more useful to heal Absolute Zero.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm...
Or dig for Twisted Ether. Maybe I'll dig for Twisted Ether this
Yeah,
time.
go. Yeah, that's fine. Because I mean, I can heal myself for 1 every turn for the moment, so...
Well, it'll be 2 if it's with Inspiring Presence.
Right.
Nope, but we'll put Suggestion on top. Suggestion will be nice to keep him from playing bad things. We can have him play more Good Samaritans or whatever. That will probably be what I play.
Alright, so let's staff it up. And do another 2 damage. Ooh, another Flame Spike. I like that combo. Flame Spike, fire, and then throw the staff.
Oh, so he actually hasn't destroyed anything, so he just has the Lab Raid. So I guess I'm not going to use Suggestion. What else will I do? I guess, what do we have in play? Two cards are going to come back to hand. We have 3 out right now. I could put something out just for that, or I could look at the environment and try to get something helpful. The problem is the environment cards will go away, like, during his turn,
I guess
so.
Spite wasn't a great one to show off a new environment with if he got out the drug that was gonna, or not the drug,
Yeah.
but the whatever that's gonna do that.
I'll do the prophetic vision though, and then we can look at 3 cards.
Oh, wonderful. All right, so Imprisoned Rogue, that is another inmate. Increased damage dealt by inmates by 1 at the start of the environment turn. Destroy the agent with the highest HP. Then we've got Filter Officer, which we already looked at. It's another, that's an agent. And then Lockdown. When this card enters play, destroy all inmates. Increase damage dealt by agents by 1. At the end of the environment turn, if there are any inmates in play, destroy this card. Interesting.
Yeah, so I think the rogue and lockdown won't do anything, so I think I'll go with the rogue on top.
So there's a question, if Spite's drugs are indestructible, what happens in the case of Imbued Vitality? They just go back to his deck if destroyed. I believe Imbued Vitality says ongoings and equipments, and those are neither.
Yeah, Imbued Vitality would have nothing to do with those cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Spite, what are you doing? Lab raid or collateral damage? Ugh. I guess it's going to be lab raid, which will make him deal. Actually, it's going to be a lot of damage on the other side.
Yes.
We could have him play the lab raid on the environment turn instead. That might be better. Or we could. Yeah. The collateral damage is going to be really bad because he's going to do a lot of 4 damages on his turn. So I think lab raid, and then we make him play it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Actually, yeah. I don't. Or we could have him play collateral.
I have not played very often, so I don't understand all his mechanics as backward and forward as I do with someone like a Baron Blade. So,
actually, I think it might be best to put out collateral damage and then have Good Samaritan play that on the environment turn, and then there won't be any more victims around. Yeah, let's do that.
Alrighty.
What's the worst that could happen? So yes, we are intentionally letting this Good Samaritan get being killed right now. It's very heroic.
It's so heroic.
We'll be able to destroy that ongoing. So
sometimes
yes,
when
heals,
you're playing
but
against Spite, you got to make decisions. For the do you sacrifice a pawn for the greater good?
Oh, he's so scary on this side.
Yeah.
All right, Inspiring Presence can come back to hand.
And yeah, I think it's gonna have to be the null point.
The staff.
Well, I was gonna do a bunch of damage to him with the staff on Ra's turn.
Okay.
So I'd rather. I mean, yeah, I'm not excited about not being able to heal or not being able to do something else with Absolute Zero, but yikes. Okay, maybe that was the wrong choice.
So this is where it gets rough. All right, he can heal first or choose from me, doesn't matter. So he's going to now deal us all a pack of damage. But there's no other victims around, so yeah.
Oy.
Oh, this is bad. Well, by Absolute Zero.
Well, I mean, that at least justifies keeping out that Ra card.
That's true. All right. At least he won't get other drugs out, but we need to get those cards out. So, yeah, even though Yeah, put a card on a safe house into play. Yes. And I don't know if it matters which one. Good Samaritan, I guess. Is this a vote? This shouldn't be a vote. That's a
Yeah,
vote.
I was wondering that actually.
Let me just make a note.
It's probably a situation that hasn't
Not
come up
sure how
much.
extensively tested
Yeah, that's
this
what I was gonna
situation
say.
is yet.
Flipped over Spite, Agent of Gloom Spite is probably doesn't happen all that often. So. Okay. So here's the only downside to me streaming from home. I actually don't have my usual like really comfy couch set up at the new house yet, and so I'm trying to find a good position to be in, and I'm not finding one. Alright, so one hero may use a power now. Select a hero, increase the next damage dealt by the hero by 2, or destroy a target with 1 HP. Probably boost Ra would probably be my first choice, unless you had another idea.
I mean, use of power now is pretty good because you can bounce it off Legacy.
That's true. Alright, so what...
Like, that's better. That's basically strictly better than the +2 because you're going to do 2 damage if I have Ra use the power.
Alright, so Curse Ronray is asking about what the bug is. What is not supposed to be voted on, and what is it? At the it was the question about whether or not... Basically, at the beginning of any hero turn, they can choose to put a card from the safe house into play. And it was Absolute Zero's turn, and under those circumstances, that should be a decision that Absolute Zero makes on his own, but it was being treated as a communal decision.
Yep. I guess it's only 1 damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I boosted it by 2, then the flame spike would have actually done 3, which would be an additional 2. Oh well.
Well, no. Well, it's a difference of 1 damage,
It's
right?
a difference of 1 damage, yes. And yes.
And you got a hit point, so it's a wash.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And here's a vote again, as we discussed. So, yeah, I guess it has to be Inspiring Presence, even though I want to get the roll from the front, or the lead from the front combo out. We don't have enough cards going for that to happen, so... Oh, but actually I do because I get to start a turn play. Okay, let's go back.
Oh, right. If you take something out of the safe house, you get to play a card.
Yeah. So, this is what I can do. I can play leads from the front, and I can play Next Evolution. And I can have myself use a power. And be immune to Psychic, which is what he's doing a lot of damage of.
Yeah.
And I would say yes here. Doesn't matter which one, because we're going to get them both out, I think.
Alright, so now I get to play my start of turn card, and I get to play...
That's right.
So, I'm thinking Solar Flare. Unless... Is there something else that'll boost all damage? Do I have... I don't have...
You don't have Imbued Fire.
Imbued Fire. Well, still, I mean, that's still an additional 2 to 2 of my instances of damage dealing.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad.
I mean,
Plus,
or actually, it
it
would be
might be
3
good to
because
get out more ongoing cards. The
True.
more ongoing cards we have out, the more we can soak up, despite returning them to our hand. Visionary can put out uh, one at least, one or two.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to lose your 2. So I could Living Conflagration and then Flame Spike. Yeah, because
Sure.
Solar Flare I wouldn't keep because I wouldn't take the damage at the end of the turn.
Yeah, and then you get to keep the staff out, and you can
Yeah.
return it to your hand, and then you
Yep.
can get a cycle going a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so we will put out Living Conflagration. Oh, and this is going to be the one that eats the initial damage dealing. Because it does damage as soon as it comes out. Right, okay. So that's done, and now I can Flame Spike, and all of these are going to hit him unmolested. So there's another 3 damage, and we'll Conflagrate and draw another card.
Cool. Yeah, and hopefully next turn we can also have Inspiring Presence going, and maybe Imbued Fire.
Ah ha ha! Yes.
All right, so I can put out. Let's see. Yeah, we can suggest him to play a victim. So yeah, I can put out Demoralization. The problem is that won't really do anything.
Yeah, I
guess
didn't.
it's
I
nice
wasn't.
that
I
it
didn't
will
mean
go
to
off at
vote
the start
that.
of
I
the
just
turn,
tapped it by accident.
Actually, I want to put out Mental Divergence and use that power because I can get rid of that ongoing card. And he won't be destroying victims for us. All right. I don't think it's necessarily a bad choice for the stream, as Silverleaf suggested. It's an interesting puzzle sometimes against Spite. All right, so let's put an Innocent Bystander on top and Labrate on bottom, so we have another one to suggest next turn. And then I'm going to destroy collateral damage.
Alright, we got a block card. This is an agent, 7 hit points. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-agent target with the lowest HP 2 lightning damage. Target dealt damage this way cannot deal damage until the start of the environment turn.
Alright, Mental Divergence can come back. And Staff of Ra.
Yep.
And we get to draw a bunch of cards.
Rod.
I think we have a chance here.
Yeah, Rod doesn't get anything super useful, but you get your Cocoon.
Alright, melee damage. I guess I'll take it because she's so low. And
We're not going to get
take
to
all
play
this
2
psychic
cards
damage.
this turn. Oh, he's gone. Never mind. I was going to say she could rest the mine and then Cocoon with 2 card plays. But he's gone already.
Yeah, that's not ever going to be useful in this game
Yeah.
because of Spite destroying it. Yeah, so there's no more victims under the safe house. We could put more under and then take them back out for the bonus plays, right? So that's the handy thing. So you can discard cards to put them under and then take them back out to play cards. These are the shenanigans that Hershran was talking about.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think using a power is probably good if we want the health, or you could do increase the damage from Ra. I guess it's up to you.
Yeah, so let's see. What am I going to do? On Ra's turn, I'm probably just going to put out the staff again. And actually, so that plan that we just talked about is something I feel like I could definitely do with Ra, because he's got 2 Drawn to the Flames that I'm probably not going to use, 2 Excavations that I'm probably not going to use, a Scorched Earth that's only going to be so useful in a game where the environment cards don't stay out, and 2 Wrathful Gazes that I'm probably not going to use. So he can be discarding all kinds of cards. How's the timing work? Is it I can discard and then bring them back out again on one hero's turn, or does it have to be like setting up the next person?
It'll be the next person, right?
Okay.
Because the removing a card from the safe house is on Spite's card. That was in play first.
Gotcha. Okay, so I can definitely set it up so that you, as the Visionary, can play 2 cards.
Not 2. Not 2 extra.
Right, play an additional card is what I meant to say. So
yeah, both Ra and the Visionary. There's 2 innocent bystanders.
Right, but if Ra is the only person who discards to get both of them under, you just said he
Why
can't
wouldn't
pull one
Legacy
out.
discard to get one
Okay.
of
I
them
mean,
under?
yeah, if Legacy wanted to, I was just talking about Ra. So yeah, if Legacy wants to do it, that's fine.
Legacy
all right,
has
so
all
let's
kinds of cards he can't play.
Yeah, so I'll increase the damage by Ra.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Ra has to do all this by himself.
Right. I'm actually really, I know that some people might think this is kind of boring. I'm actually really excited we chose this game, because I've never seen this side of Spite, Agent of Gloom. I've never gotten him flipped before, and this is a really interesting, there's some pretty interesting mechanics happening here.
Yep, and so whenever you put one under the safe house, someone gets to draw a card. So I'm going to say the Visionary again so we can keep looking for Twisted Ether.
Yep, that's fine with me.
I don't think she still doesn't have it. Because if she can get that and her cocoon, then she can just, or even just that, then we can have him just doing whatever damage that Legacy is immune to all the time.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to put out Inspiring Presence, I think. Or I could do Legacy Ring. But I think Inspiring Presence right now is the way to go. And I will motivate myself, or gung-ho myself, for psychic damage again. Yeah, I've actually never done this sort of flip side Spite shenanigans. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. All right, do you want to put a card under the safe house into play? Why, yes, I do. All right, so what are we thinking? Imbued Fire, or do I have another? I have another Flames. No, I don't have another Flame Spike. So yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think Staff of Ra and Imbued Fire is
Staff
pretty
and
good.
Imbued, yep. And yes, I do want to do this. So we'll get rid of.
And Visionary again.
Yep.
Rest of mind.
All right, and imbued fire. base power is going to do the most damage, I believe, because that's 2, conflagration is 1, yeah.
Yeah, unless you want to destroy the staff.
Oh, right, because the staff is going to do 3 plus 1. Yeah, how much is the staff going to do? 6?
Uh,
Because it's going to do 3 plus 1 by
6 minus,
itself.
yeah, 6.
Yep.
6, then minus 2 from spite. Oh, but
It's 8 minus 2.
Oh, because absolute zero also gives you
Yes! Love
right.
it. Done.
Cool. Absolute zero is still helping.
He's doing what he can. It was fire related.
All
That's
right,
an absolute zero thing.
You need to vote. I think I'm going to put another one under the safe house so that Legacy can play an extra card.
Sure.
Even though it'll increase his damage by 1, I think it'll be worth it.
Wait, doesn't... No, never mind.
Because I'm going to go into Cocoon anyways. So he can't hurt me. So what I'm going to do is play... Yeah, Levitation actually will do 1 damage. Demoralization will do 1 damage to him. Or we could make sure he plays a Good Samaritan instead of whatever he was going to play. I think it's more useful... Well, depending on how many ongoings we have out. Yeah, we actually... Maybe I'll put Demoralization. And then we have it.
And then you have it.
Yes, I will discard 2 cards. And I will continue to try to draw. Switch to Ether. Oh, and I can't deal damage anyways.
Ah.
So why would I even play that? Well, I have it to return to hand.
Yeah.
That's still useful. So, and Cocoon.
Yeah, Sight of Scene, I totally agree. That's another one of those cards that it took me a while to really learn how to effectively use. We're talking about Telekinetic Cocoon. He said, when he first was playing it, it seemed like only a last resort. But yeah, especially if you can get, the really good combo that I learned, obviously, is the Rest of the Mind Telekinetic Cocoon, where if you get someone with, high hit points that's going to be doing a lot of damage, if you can Rest the Mind on them and then hide in your cocoon, he's going to basically do a lot of damage for you and then take himself out of the game. and she can just sort of sit back and watch it happen.
All right, so all damage is being reduced by 2 right now because of the defensive displacement, but he's going to destroy that at the end of his turn after he deals his damage, though. I think I'm going to keep the cocoon, though, because she's pretty low.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But you said Demoralization was going to
be
be
So we can get rid of... Yeah, that's fine. And do you want to take back, I guess we could take back Inspiring Presence so we can play it again for more hit points.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I have my Imbued Fire and Conflagration out, and I wouldn't mind getting another staff out.
Hey, takedown.
Ooh, Fire Blast, another Imbued Fire.
Yes, it's going to be 0 damage because... I guess it's still going to be a little damage. All right. Much less damage than it would be otherwise.
Yes, thank you, Sonic Blade. Exactly what I was just talking about is the sort of poster child for that is the Electro Pulse Explosive.
Right.
For that combo. And yes, one of the difficulties of it is it does take more than 1 turn to effectively set it up.
Yeah, unless you get an out-of-turn card play like with the Argent Adept.
Yeah. Or an incapped hero who can help you out.
I would love to get 2 next evolutions going, and then I could do melee and and psychic, and we'll be safe from everything.
Yeah.
So no, don't put it into play here. That one's for legacy.
Yep. All right. So let's see. I mean, we could do the same deal with Ra and deal another 6 points of damage in one go.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Until we have motivational charge, I think that is the best thing to do. With motivational charge, I think I would like to have that bonus power use and do that. But all right, yes. Get a card into play, and we'll put in Inspiring Presence. And I will discard 2 cards. And we're still looking for Twist the Ether. And I think that is also that's a vote. Is that supposed to be a vote? Whenever a card is placed on the safe house. Yeah, I think that one should be a vote. So that's correct. And she didn't get Twist the Ether, did she? I didn't really look. Okay. So I have Takedown as an option. Potentially. But I'm not sure we're super worried about villain cards being played right now. Especially because Visionary can suggest something. So
yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm going to play Fortitude and then get more redirects back. I can redirect more things a little more safely. And become immune to Psychic again. And now you can play a card.
Yay! Alright. Do you want to put a card in the safe house into play? Alright. And let's see. Ooh. Yeah, so I think I might
Staff of Ra, Fire Blast.
Fire Blast, yeah. Like that's
and yeah, yes, discard.
Yeah, and then I know exactly what I'm going to discard. We're going to get rid of one of those Scorched Earths. And we'll get rid of the other Drawn to the Flame. Oh,
Visionary.
right. Yeah, let's keep looking for that. Twist the Ether. Nope. Prophetic Vision. I'm not going to discard 3 cards. I am not going to take the damage. And I'm not going to discard another 2 cards. What I am going to do is blast him with my fireballs for 8 damage. And then another 8 damage. Right?
Yeah, if you want to throw the staff.
Yeah.
Or you could just use your base power. It's up to you depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, so it could be just, yeah, I mean, I feel like 7 damage is still pretty respectable, and then we can keep the staff around.
You do have 1 more in your hand.
I have 1 more in my hand, but then maybe next turn, if we keep doing this, I can get out Solar Flare and do even more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
I like that idea.
Solar Flare with your 2 fire damage. Yeah, with your 2 big powers would be good.
Oh, right, no, this one isn't 7 because I already used
you don't have the,
I already used the booster, but still. 13 damage. That's respectable. Yeah, Harbinger, I know. I saw that you said keep the staff earlier, and this time we are going to keep the staff.
All right, I can't play a card because I have Telekinetic Cocoon in play. So I'm just going to leave that one there for Legacy.
So Curse Ronway says it'll be so much fun when the
Oh,
video game. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, do I want to? I guess I'm fine with not destroying the cocoon. I need to find that twisted ether. So, just thinking about whether I wanted to do that.
Okay. So to finish what I was saying, Ron Way says it'll be fun when the video game catches up with the card game. It'll be even better if we can release the final expansion at the same time. I can tell you that has always been our hope, is that we can move at such a pace that we can work together in concert, as it were, with Greater Than Games on the final expansion. And based on our current schedule, it's certainly within the realm of possibility, based on how things are shaking out and what we know about how these things are going to work. That's not a promise, but it's certainly, last year it was kind of like a pipe dream. This year it's, well, that actually is something we could probably do if we play our cards right. So, yeah, that's fine. Living Conflagration can go. Superhuman Durability and Danger Sense, Flesh of the Sun God, and Flame Spike. Love it.
Still no twisted ether.
Amazing. How many cards is
20
she?
cards in hand. 20. She has half of her deck in her hand. Alright, yes, psychic damage. We care not for psychic damage.
We have. So someone asks, is there any status update on Sentinel Tactics, the video game? There is no information whatsoever about Sentinel Tactics, the video game. That is a thing we may consider doing at some point, and it's something we would like to do, but it is not something we have begun. It is not something we have begun to begin. It's not something we have even begun speccing out in any way, shape, or form yet. We're too busy on other Sentinel-related thingies.
So there's a status update on something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the +2 damage makes sense still.
Yep, I concur. Yeah, sorry, Morph. I know. It's something. We've said it before. It is absolutely something we want to do, but we got other stuff going on.
All right, time for shenanigans. Inspiring presence. Slowly healing the team. You do want to discard 2 cards. Discard Flying Smash, Danger Sense, and the Visionary draw card.
There it is.
Yay! All right. This is gonna work out nicely now, I think. Okay. And now I want Legacy to get Motivational Charge. So I'm going to put the Legacy Ring, because then I have it. I can have Ra use a power. Actually, I'm going to let Visionary use a power, so that she gets a hit point. Actually, she can't use powers.
Yep.
So, do you want to do your damage now, or do you want to save it so you don't get that -2 twice?
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll just have Legacy.
Yeah.
Jerk
Legacy.
That's fine. Psychic, and we'll get We'll continue to get things. Yo, you have another Fire Blast. Nice.
Yeah, so I actually have options here. So I was thinking Solar Flare.
Why don't you play Solar Flare and keep it up? You have lots of hit points.
That's true. Well, but so yeah, either way, Solar Flare's coming out. The question is, do I Flame Spike or do I Fire Blast? And now your Legacy's digging for something, right?
Yeah, now Legacy's looking for Motivational Charge. Yeah, I mean, Fire Blast is a pile of damage. Flame Spike will. The thing about Fire Blast is you don't necessarily have to give up your staff.
Right.
Like I would do fire this turn. I would do Fire Blast base power. Next turn,
Yeah,
Flame
keep that
Spike.
in. Oof, there it is.
10 damage. Sweet.
$17 damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a big hit for Solar Flare if you want to keep it. It's going to be like 8 damage, I think. But it's up to you. I think it's probably worth it.
Yeah, I'll do it this time.
9 damage. Oh, and I still can't play an extra card, but that's okay because of the timing. But I have enough hit points that I can... and actually, because I'm playing Twisted Ether, I'll be safe from Spite. Oh, yes, destroy Telekinetic. All right. Twist thine ether. And then I can use a power to see what Spite is going to play. Some people are losing audio. I'm not sure if that's just Sonbar.
Oop.
Looks like it's just Sonbar.
Okay.
All right. We have On the Prowl and Forced Entry. I think Forced Entry we don't want because it's going to take the card out of the safe house and not let Legacy play an extra card. So I think On the Prowl is what we want. Because we are no longer concerned about him dealing damage because it's going to be all Psychic redirected to Legacy.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of time now.
So you think you want to twist the ether on Ra next turn and boost it even more?
Could do that.
Now that you just drew a second twist the ether. But wait, what just happened? The block guard just hit somebody.
Visionary.
Okay.
She can't deal damage. No biggie.
Okay.
All right, we can lose Fortitude and Inspiring Presence, I guess.
So I've actually played Chrono Ranger once. They're discussing which of the decks I'm going to have a hard time with. I didn't have that with Rook City. It was just Night Mist, I think. And Arjun had it first, but I learned him. Night Mist is still the one I'm having a hard time with. But I feel like I'm pretty good at both of the Rook City heroes. But yeah, I've actually played Chrono Ranger once at a PAX. I have not played Omnitron X. I do know that side of scene, don't worry.
Psychic, Psychic, Psychic.
Dun, 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 dun. Bye-bye, Blackguard. right.
All right. Things still increased damage by Ra.
Yep. Boost it up.
All right. I do want to put a card into play.
Man, we got to get this game on Xbox One so that I can sit back on my couch with a controller instead of trying to find some place for my laptop. Because we can stream from there too, so that would be sweet. Someone should get on that.
All right. Who wants to draw a card? Ra, draw a card.
Sure. Hey!
What?
That'll do.
Sweet. All right, motivational charge. Jerk legacy activate. We're gonna be back at full HP.
I'm ready.
All right.
Poor
So
little,
first
poor
I
Absolute
want to-
Zero. He didn't get to come along with the team.
I get a punch through with all our bonuses. I guess the damage type doesn't matter now because we have Twisted Ether. But just in case, I'll choose Psychic.
I actually did try initially tonight to AirPlay to my TV because I have the Apple TV, just so that I could lean back and do it that way, but I did not. It messed up the sound again, which obviously we've been already having issues with. So.
All right.
What do I have
You
that could
play
boost
another
my?
Solar Flare.
Oh, that is not limited, is it?
Oh,
Yeah, so first we're going to summon Staff. Because why wouldn't you?
you probably don't want Flame Barrier. I mean, Solar Flare is fun to have too, but getting more instances of damage is probably better. So
And-
Fire Blast and Flame Spike is probably a pretty solid.
So your lead from the front is only when it's villain targets, yeah. That's a bummer. Okay, so let's see here. So I've got the Staff. Yeah, why not? Double Solar Flares. Yeah, and I don't...
You don't get to do it very often.
I know, yeah, that's not a thing that you see very often, but I like it. Yeah, and I can get rid of Flame Barrier.
And you have to play Fire Blast.
Oh, of course.
Well, you don't have to, but like, you wanted to get into double digits.
All right, so you got what you were looking for. Is there anyone?
Yeah, I don't think it really matters. So, whoever wants a card.
We would love to make a bottom of the ninth video game. Someone is asking. There's actually a ton ever since the merger with why?
Dice hate me.
Dice hate me. For some reason, I was gonna say Deck of Dice. That's a different company. That's our other buddies who have a deck of. Never mind. They have a card game that's a dice game. But anyway, he's also in Cleveland, so it's like the other Cleveland game company. So wait, I hit the wrong button. I forgot where
It's
we were.
fine.
Okay.
It's not going to matter. He can have as many things under as he wants.
Okay.
He's going to lose.
Yeah. So like a bunch of the Rabbit games, I think would make really awesome digital ones. I mean, we'd love to make deck building. I think deck building would be a really good one.
Bottom of the ninth is a monkey game.
Oh, that's right.
Twelve
damage.
Probably would have been more if he used Flame Spike, but that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was solid. And now another 9. So 21 damage.
He's down to 14. And you probably want to say no to these. You won't die, probably won't die from one of them
Yeah, is that
based
what
on
it
the
is?
environment, but you will die from both of them. I don't think it's needed.
Yeah, I can tell when Visionary's turn comes up that she has a lot of cards in play. Because it starts to chug a little bit.
Visionary's going to deal damage. That's what's going to happen. Oh crap! She can't deal damage. Damn it! Rewind.
All right.
Just when I had the chance to play 2 Mind Spikes in a turn. Fine. I'll do something else for the team. What do I want to play? There's so many options of things that aren't really anything.
I mean, you could twist the Ether on Ra. Yeah, that was one thing we had talked about. You could Precognition just to see.
We could look at the environment deck. See what else is in there.
Sure. All right. So let's take a look. We got Warden Hofel. He's an agent, 13 hit points, increased damage dealt by agents by 1, reduced damage dealt to agents by 1. At the start of the environment turn, destroy the inmate with the lowest HP. So it strikes me that this is, at least in some ways, a lot like Silver Gulch, in that there's like all this craziness happening, and we just hope that we don't get too much in the way. Would that be a fair assessment in some ways?
Yep, a little bit.
Then we got a Prison Riot. When this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the environment deck until 3 inmates are revealed. Put them into play, discard the other revealed cards. At the end of the environment turn, destroy this card, and then another Prison Riot. So
that might be fun. Do you want the Warden? The Warden's just going to do nothing because Spite will destroy him. But the Prison Riot might do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'd be willing to give it a shot. I mean, given his current hit points and our status, I think I'm okay with taking a bender here to see what, a little bit of what this new environment is like.
All right, and let's take a look at what he's got. How about he does damage?
I think our talking about showing new content tonight worked because it looks like our live viewership is the highest it's been in about a month. So that's neat.
Runway mentions that Prison Riot won't do much because inmates activate at the start of the turn, but that's okay. We at least get to see them.
All right, so we get a time
And
crazed
it seems like
prisoner.
something's happening.
2 time crazed prisoners. At the start of the environment turn, this card deals the non-inmate target, and it went away. I have to double click it so I can read it.
Thunder.
Alright, let me go back here real quick and just read off the time crazed prisoner. Inmate 4 hit points. At the start of the environment turn, this card deals the non-inmate target with the second highest HP, X melee damage, where X is the number of cards in the environment trash. Alright, what are we returning to hand?
Do Inspiring Presence. And... Are you going to play stuff? I guess you want to play something else. We can return the Legacy Ring, I think. I'll just play it again.
I will be seeing Star Wars on Thursday at 7 p.m. That is before many, many, many people. I think the first official showings are at midnight on Thursday, but I'm going to a special fundraiser screening for the
I
Cleveland
think they're on
Film
midnight Thursday, like Wednesday night, tonight. That's when at least here, that's when they are, so. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first like real like normal people showings are midnight Thursday, aka Friday AM. But I could be wrong about that. I mean the what's it called? The fundraiser thing I'm going to, like their whole push was like see it before anyone else. So
Right. Yeah, I am. We'll go see it at some point, but I fully well remember the hype for
Oh,
episode
boy.
1. It was very similar to the hype that's happening right now.
Yes.
And
I was in college.
I didn't get caught up in it then, and I'm not getting caught up in it now. Sorry.
Yeah, it was bad. Okay, I'm going to read the chat while he's redirecting all of this psychic damage. Showing here at 7 p.m. Don't know why if they're supposed to, but that's when my tickets are full. Okay, well. Midnight showings have been moved to 7 p.m. most
I believe
places.
it's coming out on Thursday officially.
Got it, okay. Showing is 7 p.m. Thursday.
So
Okay, well then I guess I'm wrong, but I'm still, it's a good cause. It's basically raising money for the arts here in Cleveland, and I get like a special commemorative ticket, and I get a T-shirt, and I'm entered to win like a life-size BB-8 droid thing. So should be
Hope
pretty
it doesn't suck.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I will see it probably, I don't know, Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or sometime. There's like 100,000 showings, so
Yeah.
it'll be easy to go to, I think. Especially if it sucks.
I'll be honest with you, Silverleaf, one of the main reasons that I probably wouldn't if it wasn't for this particular thing, but especially with pieces of culture that I want to participate in, like this, excuse me, I don't want to find out what happens by accident before I get a chance to see it, and being able to see it before other people are talking about it, or before even more people are talking about it, because I know some people have already seen it. What am I doing?
Yeah, and it's fun to talk about things with people.
Yeah, and like opening night, I'm gonna want to go onto like
time.
the different forums and see what people think and talk about it openly and stuff. So
All right, let's end this. Spite, you are going downtown. This is kind of ridiculous, this abuse we're heaping on Spite. But, I mean, that can happen sometimes with Legacy. If you're able to get the redirection combo and the Visionary to help it along. But this, the discarding to draw and play combo is really nice. I had not played that before, so I learned a thing today.
yeah, actually, I rarely do this, but so I'm sort of cross-chatting with what they're talking about Star Wars wise. I have not been like super crazy about it. I watched the first trailers, but basically the trailers that started coming out over the summer, I chose not to watch them, and I've maintained a pretty relatively spoiler-free experience so far. And it's the first time I've really done that. With the Marvel movies, I always watch everything that comes out, and I'm always interested to know and blah blah blah. But with this one particularly, I think
Use your power. Use your power.
Okay. With these things, I tend to I want to know, I want to participate. So.
Hey, why did you get to select the damage type? That's a bug. That we came across that bug last week.
Yeah, well, there's two Twisted Ethers in play. Last time they were both on the same thing. This time they're not on the same thing, but I wonder if that's related.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just make a note on this card. Seems to happen. Actually, it's not. There's also imbued fire.
Ah, yes. Oh, Spite.
There's another damage type change, so. All right. Finish him off.
I'm
You don't need to worry
Yeah,
about
I'm not
getting
gonna
rid of
bother
another
with any
victim.
of this stuff.
Yeah, you can just like, you can almost wrathful gaze him. Oh,
Oh, so close! Yeah, definitely throwing a staff at him. We could reduce it by 1.
yep. Reduced by 1.
Boom.
The grave of Donovan.
Donovan. Come back to us, Absolute Zero.
Yeah, he was out pretty quick.
Yeah, he was out in
But,
like the second or third round. But yeah, that was awesome. I have never had that much fun playing against either version of Spite.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Hopefully, it was interesting to watch a new strategy against Spite, Agent of Gloom, that you may not have known.
Yes, indeed. All right, so it is 9:36.